Time now for this week's auto history, and Mr. Mars has that.
Yeah, do. So a couple of things that found rather interesting this week. In 1915, the first geared differential in an automotive drivetrain was patented in the United States. You know, this is something that you don't think about too much because it's just there and it does its job. But it's a crucial component that allows the drive wheels of the vehicle to rotate at different speeds, which is essential for smoother turning.
Yeah.
Before this innovation, early vehicles, they had a simpler system, but it struggled with getting the power around. And when we were teenagers and didn't have any money, we would go in and have those spider gears welded. Because we were trying to drag race and we didn't care about going around corners until we started going around corners.
Yeah. Yeah, and they looked really funny when you come back on the return road at the drag strip.
Absolutely.
And sit there and hop across that. Yeah.
Yeah, trying to make that turn, and it's kind of like, well, whatever. So also this week, back in 1968, Canned Heat released their album Boogie with Canned Heat, which included the song On the Road Again. Yes, great road tripping car. Also this week, in 1975, Mercury Bobcat goes public. Now the Ford Motor Company announced that they would begin selling the Mercury Bobcat in the United States because the car had already been on sale in Canada for a year. That was to give them a subcompact vehicle. Now, this was initially available in two body styles, a three-door hatchback and a station wagon. And it was targeted as kind of like an upscale version of the Ford Pinto. It was basically built off of a Ford Pinto. Designed during the 70s fuel crisis, it emphasized fuel efficiency and affordability with inline four-cylinder engines. Built 224,026 Bobcats between 1975 and 1980. No. Also this week, in 1987, the Jeep Wrangler YJ was introduced. Now, this was supposed to mark a new era for the Jeep brand. It replaced the classic CJ that had been produced since 1944.
The one with the square headlights.
Yes.
Everybody hated it, and sales went down the toilet.
Absolutely. That was its most notable design feature, was a controversial rectangular headlights, which most Jeep guys, like you say, they'll tell you that's not a real Jeep because it's got square headlights.
Exactly.
Now, it did solidify the Wrangler as a modern icon, even though the square headlights were used from 87 to 95. The Jeep YJ sold as the Wrangler in the United States, and when it was originally sold in Canada, even though it was built in Canada, they couldn't use the Wrangler name because Chevrolet already had a truck branded with that. They can now use the Wrangler name in Canada, but they've also moved the
Chevy Wrangler? I didn't know that.
I tried to find one, and I couldn't find a picture of one. But the Jeep's now built in the United States, and they can use the name, so it's all good. Now, also this week in 2013, the Hennessy Venom GT set a Guinness World Record for the fastest road legal car. 0 to 186 miles per hour in 13.63 seconds.
Yeah.
Good looking, too.
Yeah.
0 to 200, 17.68 seconds, making it the unofficial fastest accelerating road legal car in the world. Now, 0 to 60 was a mere 2.7 seconds out of this vehicle. Quarter mile, 9.92 at 163, and had 1,244 horsepower at 6,600 RPM out of an 1,155 pound-feet of torque out of an engine, 427 engine.
Wow.
It is just a technology monster with carbon fiber framing and body panels on it to get the weight down. It's just an amazing vehicle from a technology standpoint. That's this week in automotive history.
Okay. I was